Good evening, everyone. Welcome back, and it's a big day today. As you can see, me and Madante, we're dressed up for a grand finals, but obviously I did not just say his name. However, I'll let himself introduce.
You've already done it, and you know what? You've done it perfectly. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, we are back yet again. Cannot wait, WEL6. This is the grand finals. And Lendoth, how are we looking for it? Because this is going to be hype.
We've had an amazing tournament so far. I've enjoyed every single game we've watched, and last week we had a lot of fun. Watching a great game between the Pit Ponies and the Puffins. But however, now today we're going to be prepared for a final game between the Wolfhounds and the Puffins. After a really shocking, but turnout from last week, like it was quite a good game. We all saw the champions of last WEL just fall, and in such a way as well. It was quite scary.
Yeah, it really was. The Wolfhounds did very much kind of do a big solid there as well, and the Puffins have had an absolutely great time. So if we do look at the bracket, just to see everyone's little kind of run-throughs, here we go. So the Wolfhounds, very dominant against the Pirates, and the Puffins, again, very dominant against the Pit Ponies. The games were a bit closer than those kind of those 2-0s are letting on, but yeah, very clinical from both, and now the best of the best have proven themselves, and they get to go up for grabs for champions of WEL6, and it is going to be a good one.
Honestly, what do we know about the map bans for this final? I'm looking forward to No Ascent and Haven, if I do say so myself.
I will have to break your heart on one of them. First of all, we'll do good news, bad news. So good news is there's no Haven, which I like. I like Haven. Haven's quite a bit of a flex on that, so I like it. There is Ascent, but it's map 1. No, calm down. It's fine. No, calm down. It's fine. Stay on cam with me. It's okay.
Hand me a
minute.
minute.
So someone hold this man back. No, exactly. So map 1, that will be us on Ascent. Let me just double check. So Puffins are going to be defending there. They were the first pick. Then we jump on to Pearl. The Wolfhounds are going to be defending there, and then finally Split for the decider. So a very solid, a well-rounded kind of map base, to be honest. Ascent first is quite interesting as well, just because Lendoth, I think for anyone that's tuned in, we've had our statements about Ascent, and I think a lot of very similar feelings towards Ascent are starting to bubble. But if you get it out of the way first, it's quite a confidence boost for whoever takes it, and maybe a bit nerve-wracking for whoever is on the loser side of that.
Yeah, Ascent is just, I guess at the end of the day, it's just which team comes more prepared in the way. We've had the Ascent in the map pool for such a long time now, and teams, they're all going to have a good Ascent. But something I always tell my players on teams at IGL is, no matter what, these teams' Ascent is always going to be good. It's just such a bog standard map, and we can already expect things like, well, obviously here we go, we're going to have the Killjoy, Omen, KO, obviously, and Silver, and a bit of Jet, which is to be expected. But, you can switch up between the Cypher and the Killjoy. They both go in hand, but oh my god, is this a Neon pick on Ascent?
Gone for a min has gone for so many minutes he's forgotten that you're not allowed to change the comp on you're not allowed to change the comp on Ascent. You're only allowed, what is this?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, I was kind of going in for more, a very standard issue Ascent. It seems like that's not going to be the case from the Puffins. The Puffins want to do something a bit wacky, and yeah, they're going to force Wolfhounds to adapt or die.
Yeah, wow, it's a lovely pick, to be honest. I'm a fan of this. You know what? I'll say it. I'm looking forward to this map.
That is a rare. I was not expecting that from you.
We got a Neon. We got a Phoenix. Oh god, Kai on Clove. Gotta love Kai. That guy's what a player. And the Jake Sommo. I'm excited. But obviously we know Hypers likes to be a little bit hyper. Let's just say with his cheeky little Killjoys, especially on that one game on Haven. But here we go. We start off now. We have the Puffins on defense and the Wolfhounds are on attack.
But honestly, here we go. Yeah, no, I mean, what were you saying? Sorry, but honestly,
I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I thought I heard you have a little minute there, so I thought I'd just pick it right back up, to be honest. So I was like, uh-oh. I just left it. It is exciting time of need. But no, taking a quick analyzation of the map, big word I never use frequently, is it looks like we're going to have the Wolfhounds and the Puffins go opposite side from each other. It looks like the Puffins have decided, you know what, yeah, let's just walk out of A main, or they're going to go fast, and then they have a solo little Chewy to hold it down, but the KO knife and the Omen Blind comes in, and the push is aggressive from the Wolfhounds, like the wolves they are, hunting in, but Chewy's pre-play Cypher Trip is beautiful, and it will punish Yorkings.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, we've seen how dominant Cypher has become on this meta, and there's no surprise there. And the Puffins, you know, Chewy very much showing off exactly why Cypher is still as popular, and why, basically, other than Killjoy, you do not see him get replaced on any roster. But now the retake is here for the Puffins. It's a 5-man retake. They've gone for Amen with the Neon util as well. The Killjoy turret is going to get shut down. The Phoenix Flash comes out as well. That's going to be a lot of space take, and they try and get on the sidewalk, but unbalanced, knocking off Gone for a Min. Chewy trying to now back him up. The shots just aren't going to be there. Kai, meanwhile, the one on the staircase is there. There's also still a player named Ian. It's a beautiful headshot. Oh my days, catches them out of the air. Bash with a beautiful double tap from the Ghost. Rascal and Chewy sent to the afterlife, and the pistol round goes to the Wolfhounds.
That was pretty. I don't know. Ash, that guy is just always. He's been a little veteran now at the Well, and he always seems to impress. Last season, obviously returning on the team with the Wolfhounds, but we've always known Ash to have some amazing aim. Back in the Jody Bigfoot days, may the Japanese go. Shout out. But
big shout.
That was a great round. That was a great round from the side of the Wolfhounds. That like that. Chewy had them. You know, Chewy had the man advantage. Kai getting one on stairs, but it just wasn't enough to slow him down. And it seems now that it's just gonna be a rush now with a full buy towards the A site, and Chewy's already predicting this and has found Jet already, but unfortunately cannot find lots of value from his trip, as that door is going to close and it's going to be a 5v5 retake. However, the Wolfhounds do have the weapon advantage. MTS is going to get the bomb down. They're going to start opening doors. Rascal Hypers is going to find Rascal through the smoke, and this has just come to pandemonium.
That's absolutely filthy. Yeah, the gun advantage, the positional advantage, basically every advantage that you can have is going to be on the favour of the Wolfhounds. Doesn't actually matter if Gone for a Min's going to be landing shots like that on the Yorkings, but got a fair few more to do. Chewy tries to swing out. MTS is going to find the shots with the Guardian, though. Finds another one onto Kai as well. Ash following him back up, and now Gone for a Min. Neon's movement has been described as busted, but unless something absolutely ludicrous can be done, that is close to ludicrous. 3, that's 4! No way! What? Okay. He's absolutely tried to live up to the challenge, but this rotate, he doesn't expect the Killjoy from heaven. No, Hypers shuts down what could have been the most insane clip in the WEL6 series.
Yeah, that was insane, to be fair. The shots on from that Sheriff, and it's just a way they do it in the start. It just takes him down. It's a really good for the side of the Puffins here. If you're taking that many guns down and putting them on a bonus where they might have to start forcing up, and that's exactly what the Wolfhounds are going to do. They've lost so many of their guns in their economy. They decided, you know what, lads, let's just force this and let's just hit in hard, and that's exactly what they do, and you really do like to see that. Gone for a Min is really just making that his playground.
I mean, absolutely. And I mean, that slide is if there is one thing that shows exactly how strong Neon's movement is, the fact that that shot was accurate is absolutely wild. And it's no surprise that we are seeing, particularly someone of the caliber of Gone for Amen and that aggression, no surprise at all that we are seeing the Neon come through. And look at this. Speaking of aggression, this 3-man push out from Tree, this mid control. Meanwhile, the Wolfhounds are essentially now going to get trapped in this B link. If they're not quick on this push, they are going to find themselves stuck. They are going to find themselves trapped in between a rock and a hard place. It does look like they're going to be starting pushing through now. They're getting all that space. That site control is very much going to be theirs. And another 5 versus... the first 5 versus 5 retake. The last time it was 4 versus 5.
Yeah, to be honest, you know, this bomb getting down planted by Hypers now is just going to look quite dangerous in here. However, Kai, Unbalanced, the smoke is about to walk each other, but Unbalanced has just got his knife out, and Kai just completely shuts him down. Gone for a min, using a lot of Neon utility, but isn't going to find the mark. The Silver Dart is huge. It's tagging and taking down a lot of health from Gone for a Min, possibly slowing this down, but with no smokes. And now the defenders coming onto the site. Wolfhounds have to defend it, but Yorking's going to make a statement. Takes 3 down. EA, Kai, Chewy, Gone for a Min. They're all Gone for a Min, and VJ's Tomo is going to be one to join them. That is a converted bonus for the side of the Wolfhounds. What an amazing round, and a great round to be Yorkings.
Yeah, that was very clean. A little bit of kind of shakiness there, going for him in, getting caught behind Rascal, trying to slide in, but just the positioning there not really working out. Rascal, beautiful flash onto Yorkings, but then Lendoth, as you said, it's a great round of Yorkings, picks up a beautiful 4K, seals the deal for that bonus, and moves us on to 3-0. The econ not looking great for Puffins. However, that doesn't really matter when you've got someone like Gone for Aim in. That overdrive, if there's one ultimate you want to have in a scenario like this, it is overdrive. The Sheriff is going to try and take the look at Kai. Look at that aggression. The timing's perfect as well. He has gotten around it. Hypers is not going to be expecting Kai, and he falls because of it. The refrags do try and come out. Yorking's getting caught, able to live. Puts the Cloudburst down to try and buy some time, but that is a beautiful trade if you are the Puffins. There's a lot of damage onto the Wolfhounds, and a gun is already down. 1 minute 10 on the clock.
A lot of time now, and you know, if you're the Wolfhounds, you're gonna be very confident in this place. Puffins now, you've got a lot to ask for. You're a pick down, and arguably one of your biggest roles. That smoker going down is just not very good. But you know, Omen on the other side is looking kind of low, and it seems that they've called to rotate through the spawn. They're coming back, and it looks like they're gonna finish towards B with 48 seconds on the clock. They're gonna contact up this, play this slowly. They know there's a Vandal though, and they know the possibility of Rascal peeking this is high. However, with the weapon advantage that the Wolfhounds have, they are not going to be worried, but they are aware that they could push this weapon to try and even out the round. Chewy checking his cam, seeing he sees a barrel of a gun and a KO knife. Excuse my wrong agent coming through, coming down. They're all pushing down onto B. They have a beautiful Bucky and then one trip setup. Shotgun comes in. Are they going to expect this Bucky? No. Shotgun comes in. Chewy, beautiful Cypher Sad, taking down MTS. 2 HP though. Yorkings, again, he's just going to tear things up, taking down Jake Tomo, and Ash is going to find Chewy, and it's a 2v1. This is very doable for Rascal, as Rascal has his full HP and 2 flashes to work with. However, the Wolfhounds, both Ash and Unbalance, have no health.
That's very scary for them. Rascal's got the hot hands as well. That molly, usually not too pivotal, usually just safe for the self-heal, but can find something if the gun barrel does stick out, which we've seen once already. The dart is going to come through from Ash. The knowledge is there. Both flashes still online though. Rascal just trying to sneak around. The flash is going to come through. He gets one, doesn't know! The Unbalance is to his right! He doesn't think to clear it. And Unbalance with a beautiful shot. What looked very close like Rascal's clutch, unfortunately for him. Unbalanced just hiding in those shadows.
To be honest, now if I'm thinking towards the timeout if I'm the Puffins right now. They got a lot of ults online. They're one away from this Killjoy ult now from Hypers that could be very beneficial, but this is their buy round, you know. They've constantly, you know, look at the economy. They're whacking it down, making it closer. So if the Puffins do win this round, they will be pushing the Wolfhounds into a possible eco. However, the only person that seems can buy can be Hypers, but other than that, you know, Gone for a Min is going to have to be Gone for a Min as the push from the Wolfhounds, as ferocious as they are, coming down onto the A site. Lots of shots coming down. MTS finding Gone for a Min behind Jen. It's just not a good situation to be. However, Chewy is sneaking up into that smoke, but does he expect a Yorkings? If the gun barrel sticks out, it does, and Yorkings Unbalance is just going to take both of those kills off Yorkings, and it's just going to be quite a sad moment, to be honest. However, Kai and Rascal have a lot to ask for. They might have to save these weapons, but the Wolfhounds are just really aggressive right now, and they're just properly punishing anything they have a plan for. KO Flash goes in, Rascal is going to find MTX, but Cypers is going to take down Kai, and Yorkings is going to find Rascal. What a great round for the Wolfhounds.
I mean, it's really clean, yeah. This positioning here, these angles, these swings. If you're wanting good evidence of the Wolfhounds' ability to play off of each other right now, I think, and there's actually the timeout that you had mentioned, Lendoth. Not at all surprising. The Puffins are very much struggling to find their foothold there. But jumping back to it, you know, in terms of what we're seeing for the Wolfhounds, you'd mentioned that Yorkings had been pushed up, you know, were the Puffins ready? And then Yorkings was just kind of a witness to Unbalance's frags. The same way it was MTS that finds Gone for a Min in the back of that generator. It wasn't Yorkings. Yorkings very much entering and taking the space, but not necessarily needing to get the frags because the rest of his team is behind him. The rest of his team is so confident that they're going to land the shots that Yorkings, he's just kind of... He's a very elaborate Sova drone, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, he's really aggressive. He's getting the picks. He's winning the duels. Maybe, arguably some of the fights he's taking shouldn't be the fights he's taking, but when when you're 5-0 up, your confidence is going to be an all-time high. You're going to want to go for more kills. You're going to want to be getting yourself up on that leaderboard, and obviously for a streamed event, you're going to want to start setting an impression, which is really good. However, now you want to look towards this Puffin's economy. They've got a lot of things to work with. They've got a Gone for a Min Neon ult. They've got a Clove ult. They've got a Cypher ult. They've got a Rascal ult. Now, to be honest, what I'd probably think about doing here is trying to utilize one of them this round. We do have a Neon ult that they can use. Maybe just push down B. Even though it's an eco, some guns are still going to be bought. However, it doesn't look like that. They are going to just have 3-man setup on B, where the Wolfhounds have 5 people sat out here. And it does seem that they're anticipating something. They were anticipating a Vision Strikers play, which obviously is not going to happen. So now the call has been to push B main, which Rascal, if he gets spotted by this drone, they shoot the drone in. Drake's Tomo is going to be taken out. And Ash finds Rascal.
Censors himself. Ash doesn't even need to see the violence on screen. He knows the shots are there. Gone for a Min, getting flashed out as well. Look at this, the control trying to be taken, but again, the Wolfhounds are just so committed to it, and we already see Yorkings taking that staircase on the backside towards the defender spawn. Puffins are only down to 2 players. They weren't able to get anything. They didn't commit basically any ultimates, however, for them. If that's the one positive you want, if that's the one positive you can at least consider for the Puffins, but it's looking to be very confident for the Wolfhounds, and there doesn't seem to be any stopping to this momentum. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh no, Chewy. Oh no, Chewy.
Nah, too little, too late. Too little, too late. Nice shot, though.
It was gorgeous. Nice shots again. I mean, that spike is ticking down, surely. Yeah, okay, there we go. Even if...
Yeah, there is, yeah.
And Yorking's returning the favour. Not at all surprising. Yes, you know what? 1 for 1. Yeah, you got to go 1 for 1 on that. You got to return that favour.
Kel. Yeah, precisely. But no, nice tech. Oh, now they're doing a tech pause. Hang on. That's not right. You can't shoot a body and then go into a tech pause. What is that? But, looking at this leaderboard... Oh, Rascal. Yeah, Rascal's gone. Whoopsie daisy.
But hopefully not for very long.
Hopefully not. We've had one of those before, but looking at this scoreboard now, whilst we can have a glimpse at it, we can see that they have a lot of ults that are just not being utilized. I feel like you've got that Clove ult, you can bring yourself back to a fight. Maybe they just got to get together and make a plan. This Clove ult could be really big. This Phoenix ult could also be really big. Obviously, Clove ult, it's a heat of the moment type thing, but also looking at the Wolfhounds, they're set, their economy's good, they have guns, they also have their ultimates. Now, if they use this Killjoy ultimate to take into a site, Jake's Tomo isn't exactly going to be able to do anything about that because he's still 1 off of his ult. However, they could kind of retaliate by maybe sending the Phoenix in for a little flash through the window. But to be honest, it's a spooky scenario.
It is quite shaky, it very much is, and that's the thing, like, you had mentioned some of these ultimates have been sitting for a couple of rounds now and gone for a Min, particularly, that overdrive, it's relatively cheap for what it can do. The same with Run It Back as well, that's Run It Back and Cloval and Not Dead Yet, those are essentially 2 extra lives that you're working with, and they've not really tried to implement them. What the Puffins might be playing towards now at this stage, and we are only halfway through the first half, so a quarter of the way through the game, I guess, probably the simpler way to put it. It does mean that the Puffins, though, this comp is far more aggressive than what the Wolfhounds maybe have. I mean, this is, the Wolfhounds are doing the tried and tested comp, the one that you see every time. The Puffins are going for something a little bit fancier, a little bit less common, so it's every possibility that it's very much been banked on, get a couple rounds on defense, and then show what an aggressive comp like this on attack can do.
To be honest, it's really nice though, but it looks like they are going to contest this B main. It's just a lot of space that they're using out. You got your A extremity, you've got mid, but no, they are coming down, and the Jake Sommer and Kai, showing why he's an enhanced aimer, taking down Hypers, but is going to use that Clover that I was talking about. And Jake Sommer is going to swing, but unfortunately, Yorkings was just there to protect Ash whilst that fight came in. Really nice little fundamental play like there. The micro there was quite nice.
Yeah, and again, if you want an example of how the teams are playing, that is very much it. Normally, you would see the tunnel vision there, both of them aiming towards Kai, and then VJX Tomo able just to get a free pick off of it. No, Yorking's absolutely shutting that down before there's any chance of a refrag. And again, just like you said, the Puffins are still struggling to get this value. They've lost the Overdrive, they've lost the Not Dead Yet, the Hunter's Fury at least finally online, but we are already halfway through this half, and so far there's been nothing for the Puffins, and every round that goes on now is less and less that they'll have to work with, because it's less and less. Oh my days, Kai, eventually finding the shots, but it's less and less utility to work with as this half progresses.
To be honest, it's getting quite aggressive now from these teams. You know, a lot of body spraying. It kind of makes you think, what's the mental game like right now if you're the Puffin? 7-0 down, the enemies are shooting your body. Chewy started that, to be fair. He did shoot it. He did start the conflict. But now, is that getting into their mental game? And if so, how is this going to affect the rest of their performance?
I mean, to be fair, it seems to suddenly be a bit more online now. That lockdown is going to get destroyed. Hypers is going to then follow it up. So finally, after round number 8, the Puffins do not only put their first one on the board, it is a flawless. If there is any way to get yourself a start for a comeback, that is what you want to do. But look at the ult economy. They committed a lot to it over these last 2 rounds to get there.
Yeah, it's really nice, though, to be honest. They have a lot of things they can use. However, getting all that util down, and to be honest, I didn't expect them to be able to break and counter this Hyper's ult, but they did, so that's always good. However, now, you know, you got to look more towards the side of, okay, what are they doing? What do we notice they're doing? A good pattern that they're doing, and they're finally going for that famous Vision Striker play. If you don't know what that is, you're about to see it now. They're going to push B main and try and crunch these players down. At least I thought they were, except, yeah, they are finding this mid, but they're not exactly going in as they thought they were. Okay, my bad. A little bit of a bad cast prediction there. They had it set up perfectly. They had it set up perfectly.
Oh no, they did. I mean, to be fair, look, if the caster gets baited, then surely, you know, the teams must be falling for it. Wolfhounds must be a little bit confused. And in fact, they are, at least, you know, they did lose one of their members immediately. You know, Ash falls very quickly due to it. So even if it wasn't that full push that we had been expecting, you know, there's still a lot of value off of it. So maybe not executed to the standard we would expect, but you still get enough value. And because of it, look at this control that the Wolfhounds now at the very least do have. The Puffins have the man advantage, but the Wolfhounds have read this pretty smoothly. They are probably starting to get an idea of where Chewy is set up. That's a beautiful knife. All the Cypher tripwires now going to be present and visible, going to get shot out. They know that Chewy's playing on this site, so they're now get this post-plant scenario beautifully.
Post plant is going to come down. MTS will get this plant. However, the Puffins do have the advantage here in a 5v4. It looks like, oh, and also Hypers is a little bit late. So before they even know it, it's a 4v5, and Jake's Tomo is still on the B site. I've just realized, but you know, that doesn't matter. Picks coming on across the board. Yorkin's taking down Gone for a Min, and Gone for a Min was also good for 1. So even though he's gone, he's taking someone with him, and that does seem to be, you know, poor little. But Yorkins is going to find Chewy, and Unbalance and Yorkins are going to hold this site down. Jake's Tomo is going to find Unbalance, and the coming down, and Hypers is going to play lineup simulator. Oh. One lineup comes down. Is this even possible? He has no mollies left. And he's popped both mollies, and the Wolfhounds have won this round. And a beautiful spray transfer coming in from Hypers. And Kai isn't going to have nothing to do with it. He's just going to give his life to the spike. What an amazing round from Hypers.
What? Yeah, I mean, the lineup simulator followed by a beautiful spray from him as well. That looked like the Puffins were swinging into an Odin, just of course one with a slower fire rate and a lot less bullets, but if the headshots are going to be that crisp, it doesn't matter one way or the other. And the Puffins looking like they were maybe starting to build up potentially towards like a 4-8 half, or sorry, I guess maybe a 5-7 half. Now 4-8's going to be the most they can work with, but the econ looking a little bit shakier. We do see Chewy on with the judge, having to play towards this logs, managing to barely dodge the Hunter's Fury from Ash. There is going to be damage found. Chewy, though, does at least pick up 1. The trades are left and right, and MTS can get picked back up, which is exactly what's going to happen. Gone for a Min, though, shutting him right back down. You have been reset, and you will stay shut down. The plant coming through from Unbalance. He does stick it despite the scan. Yorking's beautiful headshot. Ash follows them up, and the knives are there onto the Jake's Tomo, and a very smooth push again.
Not impressed with that at all. Shooting the Jake's Tomo body like that. Oh my goodness. What a great round, though.
You gotta show some love. You gotta show some love, and this is not love. There is no love in war, I guess.
I was about to ask, what is that love? Shooting bodies? That's not very nice. Nah, I'm joking. I'm all for it. Go for it.
A bullet, you know what? It's as much a mental game as it is a mechanics game. If it gives you the edge, all is fair in love and war.
Yeah, I completely agree. But to be honest, you know, Chewy getting the setup down now, and it looks like the Wolfhounds are just going to go for a fast B exec. Knife comes down, guess nothing on B main, but the Silver Dart should reveal, and it did reveal Chewy's location. They're aware of the Cypher on site, taking it down, and Chewy is just stuck on site. Whereas MTS is going to be the one to put Chewy. However, Gone for a Min, you know, wants to make a thing, wants to try and get his friend back, but unfortunately will not. Unbalanced will find Gone for a Min, and the Puffins are looking at yet another 3v5 retake. Very big situation now if you're playing as the Puffins. Oh.
I mean, and just like that, it seems to be gone. The Puffins seem to have this belief in their they seem to have this belief in their retakes, but Wolfhounds have just absolute belief that they are the better fraggers, that they can take the space and control it far better than the Puffins can regain it. And so far, with a 10-1 split, I mean, the stats are there. You can't really argue. The Wolfhounds are just currently playing a different game of Ascent. They are also possibly showing why the composition they are running basically never gets strayed from.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, they have the hypers on now for this last round, and they are just going to go, oh, Ash, what, you silly boy, has unfortunately been found by Gone for a Min, and, you know, he just didn't expect, he had his fingers on his ear looking at that drone, whereas the push was aggressive, and it's finally, you know, it could be an arguable moment of a too little, too late moment. This is the aggression we wanted to see, especially with that Neon. Nice little flash through the smoke, and all they have to do is run away from this Cloak Bolt, and they're going to get the 5v. Oh, this is huge, though. The Puffins still have a big man advantage, to be honest. The Puffins are still in a good position. Jake's Tomo is going to find that damage on the Hypers. As Hypers run through mid, is going to find Chewy, making it a 3v3. And just like that, the Puffins have been equalized with the Wolfhounds in terms of bodies. A lot of people now, a lot of still things that they can use. They do have the Hypers ult. Rascal is just going to try swing mid, and MTS is going to take... Oh my god, what a beautiful little spray transfer.
I mean, Phil, I mean, yeah, we went from, you know, the Puffins are looking great, you know, they do have it, but now there's a Killjoy. It's a post-plant scenario, alright, that spike is going to be ticking down, guarantees 10 seconds that Gone for a Min just has to sit there for at the very least. The sprint's not even really there for them to use. They can try, but there's not going to be a slide or a dash for them, so they do just have to try and work around this fast lane, but that positioning from Unbalanced, you're not going to be able to dodge anything as he finds Gone for a Min, and that is a commanding first half.
To be honest, the Wolfhounds are coming to play, and as the runner-up of last season, you know what, it's just a case of, you know, I'm here, we're back, we need to close this out. They don't have any ponies to slow them down this time, as who would have known the Wolves are beaten by the ponies. Not sure that works in real life, however, in game, in Valorant terms, seems like ponies are the better wolves in last, but Wolfhounds are back in the final. If you did miss that, what a great season. Jody Bigfoot counter.
Someone should actually get that, to be honest. It would be great. It would be great to send it to him at the end. We do miss you, man, but we're so glad for what you're up to.
I mean, yeah, to be honest, looking at this now, it looks like that the Puffins are just going to look towards this A hit, but the Wolfhounds have a read. They have 4 people, including Killjoy, sat on A. Fast A split now coming down as they run into tree. Unbalanced. Oh, what? Oh! Yeah, that's a fair character. The slide comes in, but all the picks are going towards the Wolfhounds, and Hypers is not going to let that happen. Rascal on site, taking down Hypers, you know, and now Ash, what can you do? We've seen this guy clutch before. We've seen him, you know, the last pistol round, he hit some shots, and if you wanted someone in this situation, especially with the skills of the Ghost, Ash is your guy.
Surely this is too much. Surely this is too much, even for someone like Ash. It's going to find the Jex Tomo, but it's actually the Sova Diff, and the Jex Tomo wins out that shot very comfortably. He has been struggling as well. You know, we do look at that scoreline. There's trying to find that foothold. It really hasn't been his game just yet, but there is still time for him to turn it on. In theory, it's not guaranteed overtime just yet. So, you know, Puffins, 11 more rounds, at least 10 back-to-back, and they can move it to overtime, but the Wolfhounds just need 2. They can play the long game, they can play around the econ, the util, the ultimates. There's so much more they can do, but if the Puffins can hold on, they might make this more of a match than we're initially expecting.
Yeah, I mean, it's really nice, and it seems that the Puffins are just going to try the exact same. You know, if it's not broken, don't fix it. However, the weapon advantage is really nice towards the side of the Puffins. And Barnes is going to try and find this timing. Unfortunately, Jake Tomo is going to be aware. Here's the Cypher Cage audio cues, and nothing's going to be stopped. The plant's going to come down, and Gone for a Min is going to be chilling on top of this gen. Now we're looking between a 5v5 retake. This is really exciting. However, the weapons on the side of the Wolfhounds aren't as good. You could die to the spike here and give him no orbs, or you could send it and say, we're 11-2 up, we're going to go for this. Either way, we can buy next round. If you get an orb, so what? You've got to win like a dozen other rounds first.
Now, you got to do it a fair few more times. Meanwhile, we do see the Puffins playing this very defensively. You know, the flash just to buy some time. Gone for Amen, buying a lot more than just time. Basically gets that overdrive online. Hypers, though, has been working wonders with this Sheriff. It's not going to be enough, surely, as Unbalance falls next to him. Chewy and Tomo put the Puffins up to 3 rounds. This is looking like it's potentially the start of something. The Puffins do keep the majority of their players alive. Gone for Amen as well with those frags. Basically has overdrive good to go and cheat the economy and keep the Puffins in this for that little bit longer.
Yeah, you know, that overdrive, and we can see a lot of the aggression coming from Gone for a Min. That guy is just sliding around the corner, just taking down nearly every single person he can find, but it's just a big round now. You got to think about it. Okay, if the Puffins can convert this bonus, is there hope for them?
I'd say so. I'd say at least a little bit. Yorkings though yeah, okay, Gone for him in. You know, fool us once, shame on you. Fool us twice, you know, shame on us, but you cannot fool us a third time. That is not going to happen. So the Puffins now losing that kind of star in Gone for Amen as Rascal's going to fall through the cage. There is a trade from Yorkings. The Jakes Tomo at the very least firing right back. Oh, there he is. Get a the Jakes Tomo count as well, ladies and gentlemen. Just start tallying every time we shout someone out, because you'll be there for a while. The plant's going to come down. 2 versus 3 retake, but the Wolfhounds have been so good at this before.
Yeah, 100%. They've shown a lot of will and determination onto taking this down, and the Puffins aren't down yet, and I can respect that, you know? No matter what score on that board, you've just got to see it as it's an equal game. You just go round by round, and that's what it seems to be doing. However, when you have Hypers mollying you in heaven, even the Jake Tomo cannot withstand the bullets coming from Ash's Vandal.
Ash will absolutely put them back down on the ground, and not only that, put themselves up to 12-3. The Puffins now have to play 9 consecutive rounds just to get to overtime. They do have a bit to work with. Again, Gone for Amen, we're starting to see that confidence really come through. We're starting to see the the overdrive is online, and we are seeing the back foot of that with the econ being able to get cheated out. Chewy, the only one that cannot get a full buy essentially, and it seems, yeah, the team are very much trying to work out how do we get Chewy the most effective setup we can. Bucky, Light Shield, they're gonna go, but meanwhile Wolfhounds have got a full utility to work with. Ash has got that Sova Dart just ready to go. Killjoy turret's gonna scan. Oh, it's the shock dart as well. It's not even the scan, but you don't need a scan when Ash can just scan Gone for and take him right out of this round.
Yeah, you know, Gone for is arguably down there in one of the worst scenarios he can. However, it's, you know, he has full trust in his team, and Rascal is going to have to step up as that second duelist. Hyper sat in the box, but do they expect him? It looks like there's a really nice bait coming from Ash. Are they going to clear Hypers? No, Jake Tomo isn't. Kale's coming down from the board, and that is a 13-3 map 1 to the side of the final. What an amazing map.
Very clean, very dominant, very controlling there. Very optimistic, it has to be said. Very optimistic from the Puffins to try something that we have not seen, you know, and that, you know, again, we've talked about how just completely dominant that composition that Wolfhounds was running is, and we've seen exactly why that's the case. If it can be operated to that level, you can't do it. It covers every little crack that we were seeing quite a bit. You know, the retakes were there for the Wolfhounds. The space being taken was there. You know, the Puffins were able to take the space, but they weren't able to keep it for very long.
No, to be honest, and having players like that, holding on to a lot of ults in the late game is just really dangerous, and you want to try and get them down and use as fast as possible. But I did respect Chewy for shooting the bodies, trying to show a little bit of confidence, but arguably that could have shot back when they started shooting back the bodies, maybe damaging his mental game a little bit. But, you know, if it was a kettle, that's what I'm saying. But it was a good game. I really did enjoy that map. But you know, we will. I think we will be going into a break, or we'll be going to the map. Just waiting for the voices in my head.
And there they go. Well, you know what? It doesn't have to be in your head. It can be me. We can pretend.
Let's go.
We can pretend. Yeah, we can pretend. We can pretend you're not insane. Keyword pretend.
Excuse me.
I never said anything. But ladies and gentlemen, we will be taking just a short 5-minute break, letting the players get themselves recouped and ready to go for map 2, which is going to be, correct me if I'm wrong, it's going to be Pearl.
Well, you know, we've seen Pearl. We've seen the Puffins dominate on Pearl. They took down the Pit Ponies there, and it's going to be a great map. And to be honest, they got a lot of pressure on them now. Final point, you know, if they win this, they lose the Well Finals, and we have a Wolfhounds victory.
See you then.
Welcome back. Before we left you off in that very short break, we had a big game for the grand finals as well. We had a stomp from the side of the Wolfhounds. Coming into this finals very strong and with a really good form, and fair play to the Puffins. They tried a different comp. They tried to Neon, but it didn't go out in their favour, did it?
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. And Clove, and quite a few of it as well. You know, kind of want to even talk about that comp just a little bit before we get into map 2. You know, going with Clove. Clove has been quite a decent staple. They have been very, very prominent quite a bit. Some of the utility has been nerfed a little bit from them, so pick me up and things like that don't work as well. But we don't got time to talk about that no more. We are into map 2, what could be the final deciding map of WEL6 already, as the Wolfhounds only need one more to take that trophy home, and now it is do or die for the Puffins. Chewy on Deadlock, potentially the hover. This is interesting comps from the Puffins, if nothing else.
No, the Yoru pick from Kai, you know, they were the smoker last game, but gone for a min is no longer on the Neon, and it seems like Kai is taking the reins and playing the Yoru. Over on the other side, though, we've got, so far, a Neon and a KO. We've seen KO last game from MTS. However, Yorkings was really devastating on that Jet, taking down a lot of picks and getting a lot of kills. And now, you know, roles are reversed. Get them on the Neon. See how they do.
That's the thing. I mean, Ascent obviously does have a decent bit of that verticality because you can go over Boathouse and things like that, and there, you can get up on the generator and things. So there is a bit more that kind of justifies the Jet with how strong Neon has been. I mean, Yorkings didn't, didn't need that ridiculous speed that Gone for Aiming relied on, and we have been starting to see, which is no surprise to me, a return to form. Astra has very much been finding her footing right back in this Pearl, just because the Astra stars are so strong. Global range, 5 of them are back. There's so much you have to work against if you are, well, both the teams at this stage. So a lot of util that they're going to have to consider going into this.
Yeah, you know, comparing the comps right now, and having that double Sentinel start an attack is going to be a bit iffy if you are the Puffins here. And they changed the comp. They had Sage, and they tried to, you know, do a lot of things with the Sage wall, but it just didn't seem like it was working for them, unfortunately. However, now looking at it, Chewy's had a good read of this, and he's going to try and play the Deadlock with the Chamber. Obviously, if you get Chamber and you get him posted up, you can have him with an op. Very, very, very aggressive character, especially with that TP. All he has to do is click his fingers and he TPs just like that, and it's just going to be quite a little bit of a sticky situation if you are pushing into his site. So you got to take a lot of caution. You got to find out. You got to take a lot of extremities. Make sure that there's nothing going down, and before you can make that decision.
No, exactly correct, and that's exactly what we're gonna have to see if in this stage, you know, the Wolfhounds are going to be able just to keep this defensive up. The attacking side, obviously, from the Checks, Tomo, and squad, they would prefer just try and get a couple rounds in and then swap to that defensive side. As you said, the double Sentinel very much reflective of a more powerful defensive side. So a couple of rounds here for the Puffins, and they may find themselves being able to work with something, but again, the Wolfhounds have been looking so dominant. Very patient, though, start this time. Very different from what we've seen. Never mind MTS trying to get this timing, and will find a beautiful first shot, only good for one, as Rascal actually picks up Hypers on the back of that. And now we see why Deadlock might be a little bit of a pain. This spike is going to go down. The advantage very much for the Puffins.
Yeah, to be honest, not a great start if you're the Wolfhounds, having to retake this with not a lot of utility, and Ash, oh blimey, is going to miss that dart, unfortunately. However, it's alright, because Yorkins is going to take down Kai, just, you know, get a little bit punished. Nice little refrag, and now it's a 3v3. That man advantage is going down, and all of a sudden, this round is going into the side of the Wolfhounds. What a crazy round, but Puffins, what can they do? Chewy, 2v1, beautiful shot, but Yorkins is going to trade Ash out, and I did not expect that to even go for the favor. They had a 4v3, they had the man advantage, they didn't need to do anything, but Ash, like I said in the last map, Ash, in those pistol rounds, he is your guy. He's going to get those frags. He's very good with that Ghost.
Ash is terrifying with that Ghost. Ash is absolutely a monster with that Ghost. We do see some players very much, and we, you know, in terms of players that are very strong with their secondaries, Hypers was doing filthy things with a Sheriff last round, so or last game I should say. So we'll have to wait and see if Hypers is going to have a similar performance there. But yeah, one person you do not want to go against in a pistol round very much is Ash. And now we see the difference that Pearl has. We see Yorkings on with the Outlaw. For anyone that doesn't know the Outlaw, I mean, it's been in the game for long enough now, but maybe for anyone that has just been missing it, 140 damage to the body, or, you know, quite a strong penetration, particularly followed up by a Guardian from Ash. It does mean the damage is going to be there, and it's a pretty solid buy if you're going to be kind of trying to get that force up. It's not exactly the Bulldog, it's not the Guardian, but it's very damn consistent, which we are seeing from MTS and Hypers.
Yeah, you know, a lot of nice picks and a lot of ult orbs that is going to be collected for the side of the Puffins. I mean, excuse me. Yeah, it is the Wolfhounds. My fault. The Puffins are going to have a lot of, you know, throwbacks and try and make sure they don't lose that much space. But there we go. The scorecards are going to come up. Thank the maker. But nice round. Yeah, nice round.
It's been very clean, and it's been quite expected. You know, the Puffins were hoping just for a couple, maybe, you know, and to be fair, they still very much can't get it. Kai seems to have made his way entirely into that defender-sided spot. He's going to have to try and get this positioning, this timing here, as he just sneaks his way through. You can see Hyper's almost looking paranoid, a bit concerned as to where Kai could potentially be lurking, and it all comes down to if Kai does actually check this mid. The timing is absolutely ridiculous. It does look like, at the very least, never mind, the camera is going to find Kai at the last second. Unbalance will follow up. That looked very bad for Ash just for a moment, but instead the Wolfhounds get to walk away with the flawless. All their Guardians, all their Outlaws, Unbalanced with just all the credits in their favor.
Yeah, now looking at this buy round, we have a lot of, you know, good util and ults that is going to start to come alive, especially from the side of the Wolfhounds. Already being close to that Astral Wall really is going to make difference in some post plans, whether or not they can take that space or they can just hold it off them. Just taking that and grabbing it, and in post plans, if you want to get that defuse, you can pop the Astral Wall, no problem. But it looks like that the same setup is going to just be an aggressive B hit, with the Ash Dart is going to get shot out. Yorkings is just going to punish Kai, along with Ash, going to get a beautiful wallbang headshot to gone for a min. And now this bonus is starting to look a little bit scary if you're the Puffins. All of this damage getting taken down, and with the economic advantage that the Puffins, well, economic weapons, I should say, advantage they should have this have, it's just, you know, not too good.
It's not looking particularly clean for them. Again, you've lost, and the Puffins have forsaken, you know, they've forsaken that Neon, gone for him in play in the Astra, so you do lose quite a bit of that aggressive potential that very much Wolfhounds, particularly Yorkings, has been showing off. Speaking of aggressive potential, it's a beautiful stun followed up by a beautiful shock dart as well. The damage is there. Chewy, though, deciding that that's not going to be enough. Ash, you're going to have to land those shots as well. Meanwhile, Hypers has managed to get himself around the entire side to get onto the flank of the Puffins, and now the position here very much unfortunate for them, as they've actually got what looks to be a read to try and get this rotate. They are going to be sticking onto this site. D-Checks Tomo nearly gets away with his life, as the rest of the Wolfhounds have actually now decided to become the attackers themselves.
Some beautiful shots, but, you know, Hypers is just going to walk in and all this down. Sim Rascal is the only person standing with the nice little heaven. Oh, he's just getting bombarded with the util. Hypers has his crosshair well trained, but Rascal, what are you going to do if you're him here? Teleporter isn't even online, it's been destroyed, has 8 headhunters and a Vandal. Not going to be able to cross. The spam is going to come through as he is. 5 seconds left. It looks like this is going to be a save from the side of the Puffins. Rascal is going to look to want to keep this Vandal, as it could prove a big... Don't lose that Vandal. Please don't let me curse you. Just keep the Vandal, Rascal. Please.
Yeah, I can tell in your voice that you were starting to get very concerned before you had, you know, expressed that concern. Rascal trying his best to make something happen there, to try and put at least a little bit of a dent in the Wolfhounds economy, but very much difficult to do. And now we see again why Cypher is just as prevalent as he is. That setup the last time Pearl was in the map pool was not possible. The Cypher trips would not have been able to get any level of value like that, but just goes to show exactly how strong he has become as a Sentinel, and how strong Ash is a player. Speaking of strengths, beautiful stuff. Shuts down the Prowler, the Haunt. Any scan there is now not online. Doesn't matter whenever Ash and Co are able to find Yachui. crouching for his life in the Astra smoke, and actually will crouch under the shots from Ash. Unbalanced, and Yorkings though will immediately trade that out, and now Rascal just stuck in this mid. The audio's been heard, they can hear him jumping about as Yorkings kind of catches him out of the air, and there's, I don't want to say the Puffins have given up, but there's almost a little bit of just running it down.
Yeah, I can see that too, and you know, after such a massive beating on the first map, you don't really want to be in that mental mindset where whatever you try, and I've been there before as a, you know, I experienced it, it's really hard to get out of, but if there's someone that can step up on that team and try and, you know, lift the spirits, but it's really hard, and I'm a, you know, I gotta put my hand up on this one, it's really hard to get out of, and it's just a in the moment thing, but obviously you're a team, there's no, you know, there's no I in team, but there is I in win, but obviously we're gonna talk about that.
I mean, that's only if you've got someone just, you know, absolutely fragging out. And speaking of someone fragging out at the moment, it has been the Yorkings and the Hunter's Fury combined with the Breach stun as well. That's going to be a lot of damage. Rascal, though, just shutting down Yorkings. At the very least, Kai trying to keep this space. And for the first time, the Puffins have this man advantage. They're just collapsing onto the site. But no, Kai doesn't clear out Secret. Hypers and MTS, because of it, is able to get so much. Gone for a min, though. Beautiful shot on Hypers, not expecting that angle at all. The spike still needs to go down though, and the control very much on the side of the Wolfhounds now. Gone for him in falls, they know where the spike is, the double swing, and Rascal can't do anything against that.
5-0 to the side of the Wolfhounds. If you're the Puffins, you are going to look towards a timeout here. It was in the last map, it took 6 rounds for Jake Tomo to call a timeout, but it doesn't look like that they're going to be calling it this round. Wolfhounds are looking to just play as they were, just keep the site. They have Astra and Cypher anchoring on that A. You know, those trips are going to be a pain to clear out, especially with no Sova in the comp. It's just going to be a big pain. To be honest, looking at the Puffins, what they're going to have to do here is with the buy they have, they're either going to have to farm an orb to grab that chamber up, they're going to have to grab a gun using this deadlock ult, or they're going to have to send in Kai with that Yoru ult. Like I was about to say, okay, Ash, come on.
And I mean, there you go. The Astra smoke's not enough to protect you. Rascal, though, at the very least, able to get a beautiful shot on the mid and show off exactly why that Headhunter is still a force to be reckoned with. Chewy doing exactly, you know what, we don't even need the scan. I'll just find your head through the smoke without any additional assistance. As the EJX Tomo now trying to back out. The tour de force, you had asked the Puffins to get that, and they have exactly done it. So Rascal now, very pivotal on these next couple of shots. The Cosmic Divide online for the Wolfhounds, and the Deadlock, the Annihilation still online. And speaking of MTS with that Cosmic Divide, the flankers came through and the timing looks very solid. Rascal puts down the trademark and the sprint, oh my days, the recovery! It was looking so tragic for a moment, but a beautiful shot.
Yeah, it's because killing that flank, you know, now you can know that, okay, they probably pushed out from another site, so it does look like the Puffins are going to call to rotate here, where they leave Rascal on like 30, 40, 50-ish HP, and Ash is just going to lights out, nothing stopping that guy. Ash is on an absolute mad one to try and get the finals here. After losing it last year and not being able to lift that trophy to the Pit Ponies, no Pit Ponies to stop him this time. He's going to take it down, whereas Unbalanced is going to be waiting. He's going to be seeing, and he's going to find Jake Tomo. Chewy now in a 2v1. This is just a big turnout for the side of the Wolfhounds, and if you're the side of the Puffins, it's just such an unfortunate round. That was yours to win. That was a 3v2, but the Puffins, you know, they had a lot of these last series. They do come back from it, but now it's just getting that mental recovery.
No, exactly. And I mean, I do appreciate that you stopped for a moment when Chewy got that one tap from the Guardian while fully flashed and breach stunned, because there was almost the potential of creating something from absolutely nothing. Unfortunately, though, for the Puffins, not going to be able to do it. But the ult economy now looking very strong. The Puffins, you know, do have the Cosmic Divide and that Annihilation to work with. Wolfhounds very similar, but what they don't have is Overdrive anymore. That is a frag and a half. Keeps the space, it gets the space opened up quite a bit more, shuts down before any value's gone, and Rascal similarly now finally gets that pick up onto Ash. Ash has been doing so much work on that B long and now gets shut down. The Puffins, Cosmic Divide, Annihilation, 5 versus 3, and that is a clear A site for them to take.
Yeah, I mean, good start right now for the Puffins. This is exactly what you need as well with the weapons you have in this round. And they are just going to try and spam out to find out where that Cypher is playing. But, oh, Rascal's got a timing on that top mid. Is Rascal going to punish, though? It does look like, yeah, Hypers is aware. Is going to find the ult, and now this round looks like to be coming back into the Wolfhound. Jake, Tomo, and Kai is going to fight up that and can unbalance, get any value from this space. The space is taken, and MTS is going to, and picks are going out again. Gone for a min. Astra Diff taking down MTS and Hypers. Chewy is going to spray Hypers down. No headshot required for Chewy. Body shot Bandit is going to find Hypers, and Gone for a min is going to take down Unbalance. And Puffins are back on the board.
It took some time, but it took some time for them last time as well. You know, hopefully it doesn't pan out the exact same way for them. Of course, again, for anyone that didn't get to see, it was 13-3 for the Wolfhounds on Ascent, so, and it looked very similar to this. The Puffins not wanting to recreate that at all, and they unfortunately can't even flip the script at this stage. They do have to just get 13-6, but that's obviously a tall order when you've been going against such incredible plays from Yorkings and Unbalance and MTS, even Hypers. Who hasn't been showing up quite as much as they were the last match, is still looking incredibly strong, but at least the Puffins have something finally to work with, and it all came back off of the pick onto Yorkings and the B control finally wrestled away from Ash. Meanwhile now, it's a full push through this double door, try and take all this mid control. There is the Yoru fake all the way over on that A site as well to try and kill some time. MTS gonna swing and do, of course, getting that fake, but now the Puffins have just suddenly slowed it right down to this mid.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go back to their comfort zone and walking back down B main with the Rascal and Kai walk down. But it does look like Chewy has some trips there ready for it. And it looks like that the Wolfhounds are, you know, willing to gamble this and predict that they're just going to finish B. But all of that info on top of A main that's being collected from Astra right now is just going to be enough to say, all right, team, let's just go on to B, make sure there's no one there, because I'm sat on top of A. That's literally, I can hear the comms. That's what he's saying. He's saying, I'm sat on top of A, but, you know, it's whatever. Rascal is going to find Unbalance, and Jake Tomo is going to take Ash with it seemed to be a shot in the body. A bit mean there.
A little bit mean. The Cosmic Divide now showing off exactly what you can do. Yorkings dancing in and out, will get stunned, but uses that very, very solid Neon movement to get back out. Hypers, good for one. Yorkings trying to just dance in and out of that smoke. MTS, beautiful shot onto Rascal as well. On that backline, finds Chewy as well. The Nightfall is going to fall, and the Jax Tomo, 1 versus 1. 8 seconds left. That spike is going to go down. MTS tries to get the gravitational well to stop the plant. Not going to be enough. Actually burns the Cosmic Divide. A very aggressive choice, but will pan out as DJ Tomo cannot get the shots. That you're not allowed to do that, though. There is aggressive shots, and then there is that. There is at least an I love you and a heart right back in the chat. Okay, it's all in good fun. That's all that matters.
Yeah, he's humble. He's just letting it happen, you know. He knows these guys want it, and Jake Tomo, the Jake Tomo, I should say, is just letting it happen. Fair play to him.
Yeah, no, it does. It just seems to be the Puffins very much, at the moment at least, have maybe almost too much respect for the Wolfhounds. There seems to very much be a level of, you know, we've accepted the outcome of this before it's happened, which is not what you particularly want to see. There is every possibility of, you know, get the Wolfhounds very overconfident and then we play the defense half of our lives. MTS seemingly discovering this Cypher setup for the first time based on the camera move, based on the crosshair movement there. And yeah, it's pretty filthy, no surprising. The Prowler now trying to come through from the JX Tomo to clear out that arm. Will do very well, but now they have to try and take control of that space. MTS lurking beautifully in the smoke with the backup from Hypers as well. This looks to be a double swing. You can almost hear the countdown happening, and the countdown is for the JX Tomo to fall as the spike now. That info is going to be made very clear to the Wolfhounds, and Rascal's actually picked up on that as well. Tree at the very least able to push through and get this control, but that spike is so far away.
Spike is so far away, yeah. MTS is going to take down Kai, and Unbalance is going to find Chewy, and now the Spike, which should have been there in the first place, and no one to be there with him, is just going to take it. Yorking's going to slide in, is going to start getting aggressive. The dink comes in, but gone for a min. A lot to ask for when you're not putting that duelist role. Is your confidence as high as usual? But unfortunately, Yorkings is going to take him down and get the body spray. What a hell of a round, to be honest. That's just a big fumble from the side of the Puppies. Leaving the spike there and having to have someone to go and cut it. You're arguably just leaving a body there, and it's just not the best scenario, especially when you want to get that spike down.
No, exactly, and that's the thing as well. Like, even for, like, going off of, again, the composition at that point, you know, as soon as you've got the spike down in that position, Yorkings is... doesn't really matter where he is, he can be where he needs to be. He can utilize that Neon movement. Of course, Yori as a teleport, in theory, he can do it instantaneously, but to be honest, Neon is currently fast enough that she may as well have the teleport. Of course, in the micro moments, that's of course not going to be exactly the case, but for the most part, particularly when there's a delay in getting that spike down, yeah, Neon may as well be able to teleport, and now MTS just trying to hold down this A on his own. Beautiful first shot, is very much prepped for the flash to come through, is going to get spotted by the, oh my days, the util, the Fade Haunt, the breach after, the Rolling Thunder I should say, it's not even the aftershock, but Kai, sitting on that default, is going to at least get away from some frags, and Chewy bagging him up as well. The crumble from the Wolfhounds. Finally, the Puffins are able to get something.
Very nice round from the side of the Wolfhounds. I mean, the Puffins, excuse me. Very nice round from the side of the Puffins, but the Wolfhounds breach ult, which is what I was meant to say, the Wolfhounds breach ult came in, but Chewy, you know, wasn't affected by it, finds 3, and putting Puffins on the board to get that second round. And you gotta also be a bit optimistic. They have 2 Sentinels, maybe they have something cooked for defense. The mental isn't where it should be right now, and it's showing a little bit with some of these fights and how you know, leaving the bomb in spawn, taking some fights, just arguably swinging and swinging and swinging. It's just not looking good if you're the Puffins, but you know, you gotta dig deep, you gotta find that energy, and you gotta bring it back.
Exactly, and I mean, if you do walk away with 8-4, Pearl can be quite a tough map to attack. You do have that mid control as well, and you know that they have actually foregone the Cypher, so the Puffins are going to struggle at least a little bit, however. You know, that Deadlock basically is going to cover that off. We do see the Hunter's Fury immediately come through. No tags are going to be found, and Hypers actually falls, trying to use the distraction from the Hunter's Fury. It's a beautiful sidestep from MTS, and a beautiful reswing. Doesn't care about Kai either. Teleports into his own death as a single push completely shut down. Not a single push, a single man completely shuts down that push.
Yeah, well, that was just, you know, really nice little last stand, I like to call it, from NTS. He realizes in this situation, okay, well, I could get offside. Oh, MTS just... Let me speak, bro! Great ace by MTS. The shots were clean. The TP, they're all going after him. And all that confidence after getting 3, you know, all of that little... The effect you get once you get a kill, you know, seeing it come up on your screen, you just want to go for more and more. And MTS finding the confidence, taking the shots down and getting an ace. What a great round from MTS.
There's really not. MTS walks away with an ACE. That's really all you need to summarize that. Beautiful stuff, beautiful shots. As you said, the last, what should have been a last stand, instead becomes a legendary moment that you know, people will tell generations from now. That time, MTS absolutely shut down a Puffins push when he had no right to. Not even very much Astra util as well, just purely mechanical. And now we have the Puffins trying to make one last stand, fittingly enough, to try and at least get this 9-3. If you are superstitious, you want to be believing in something like that right now. The control very much leaning towards the side of the Wolfhounds. We do see Yorkings all the way up on that B site, not a single visual confirmation, and off the back of that, Ash is already beginning his rotate. And this is the type of thing that you see. There's already so much knowledge that it's going to be a push. Gone for aim in, beautiful delay on that mid, as Hypers is caught out as well, and the Puffins, we said, you know, they needed something, and this looks to be something.
Yeah, you know, wow, and you know, that's a nice little friendly battle from the 2 old college players. Love to see it from Kai and Ash. They were, you know, some epic LAN Inters winners together, and having to go against each other for a final in Esports Welsh Esports League, especially both being Welsh, is just a big shame. But obviously, you know, you want to come here and you want to be the best, and Gone for him in is going to diff his last duelist counterport on Yorkings. Very nice shot as well.
I mean, that's caught. I mean, all of a sudden, that was a beautiful one tap, and all of a sudden, when you see something like that, particularly whenever, you know, we had both mentioned Lendoth that the mental was maybe looking a bit shaky, but that's a shot that only a confident player makes. That's a shot that only someone that's essentially decided to take off the training wheels now kind of mix. That's a shot of pure confidence, and now we see this side swap. We see the Puffins on the defense. We already see such an aggressive angle from Rascal there. The headhunter, of course, you know, that sheriff essentially for free is absolutely terrifying, and it looks to be very much, you know, Kai is up on that back side of sight, but for the most part, it looks like he's trusting Rascal just to get this done. It's going to be a 5-man push into it. The Astra Stars come down. There's 6 shots alight. He only needs 1. And that is the power of Chamber on Pearl.
Yeah, really nice. And obviously being able to TP after getting that 1 pick as well. TPing away to stay alive in that scene is extremely fortunate as well. A lot of things have just happened in a matter of seconds. Don't worry, you haven't fast forward. Might be a little bit of tech issues, but it should be fine right now. NTS is going to find Gone for a Min, and EAM Kai is going to find Your Kings, and we are now in a 3v3 retake. Rascal is a monster with this headhunter. Someone get him this unbalanced, even, you know, saying, you know, nice shot. That was a nice shot. And Ash, like I said, every single time, if there's someone you want to do it, Ash is your man. And just when you thought he was about to get the 3rd, Chewy will put him down. Very good round from the side of the Puffins. Okay, there's just no need. Come on, Chewy. That's not.
The unsportsmanlike banter is something that, you know what, I'm absolutely here for. The problem is, it makes me behave a bit less professionally because I start getting as rowdy as the players, and that's whenever things can absolutely arise, because all of a sudden, you know, it's one thing when the players are being toxic to each other, but if the casters start being toxic, oh, that's a whole different kettle of fish. But we will leave it at that. We will leave it at that. We will leave it at that. We'll keep it. We'll keep it polite and we'll keep it unbiased, exactly how it should. But
however, you know, the bomb was down. Just
don't
forget to defuse. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, it's a good all jokes aside, it's a good sign of confidence. I was speaking about that mental game, and I was speaking how dangerous it was. That, you know, it's good that we can see Chewy being really confident in this situation and shooting bodies like that. And obviously, he's going to look back at the body, he's going to have a little laugh, and that's why I do some of the things I do. However, looking back, it's going to be a good time. However, Hypers didn't even have a chance to play in the last pistol round, and he's been quite predominant to get a lot of kills. However, this map just hasn't seemed to be a big map for him. However, Chewy has a lot of confidence now with that Stinger walling the attackers off, but Ash has a Spectre and is going to get the dink. But unfortunately, Chewy is going to stand, and it looks like Ash just went out on his own with a Spectre. Quite brave, I do say so myself, but he can't do that as they did get the bomb down, so they get the extra points. But the picks are going in for the Wolfhounds, but Kai is there to make it. But Hypers is just going to put Kai down, and now it's a 2v2. But MTS is low. Gone for a Min, walking out. Oh no. Oh no. Don't get ISO'd. Hypers has found the ISO of not obviously the ISO, but the isolation fight, I must say, just for the people that don't understand at home. And Rascal. Oh no. It's just going backwards and forth, and MTS. And if that would just be a flick, that is a huge round for the side of the Wolfhounds, but it's a good round for Puffins too. You know, getting that confidence back on the board, but the Wolfhounds have taken so many guns down. But it did look like Ash just had a Spectre. So I don't know how that's going to be on the economic side. And look at that, they did fall. So unfortunately, this bonus is going to be able to be converted by the Puffins. And now we have a comeback.
I mean, yeah, really all of a sudden, I mean, Chewy has found that, you know, place deadlock is very difficult to play on attack, especially if you can't find yourself getting the post plants. There's just using that grid quite, I guess, like, aggressively, it is quite a difficult thing to do. Rascal, that tracking as well, not going to be as good a shot as the first one. To be fair, that shot on the pistol round was absolutely beautiful, completely understandable. It can't be recreated. Yorging's going to get under that backside actually as well, and is going to be able to remove the net. And Chewy now using the grid to split it off. That spike is going to try and get planted through, and Unbalance is going to be protected by the Cypher Cage as well, but you cannot be protected from MTS's sights as he finds Rascal, gets a follow-up shot onto the body to do a little bit more damage onto Chewy. Will follow it up with another body shot to finish him off, and now all of a sudden Unbalance It's unbalanced, and MTS have all the space that they need to work with. Gone for Amen has to be distracted by MTS, has to respect that. Meanwhile, we do see the other members of Yorkings and Kai now rotating around. Yep, there they are. The Jextomo with a beautiful swing. Yorkings, though, turning the flash beautifully, will shut down Kai and trying to aggressively get in. The Jextomo will find him as well. The tap on the spike, it's going to be held, but no, that is a terrifying gun. The Ares spray followed up by Unbalance, and finally the Wolfhounds are able to shut that down.
Especially with a lower buy as well. That is a round as the Puffins you do want to secure. However, looking at this leaderboard, and Chewy is making a massive statement this game with the 17-11. Very nice to see, with Rascal following closely behind with the 14. Great play from the two Sentinels, and that they've really been predominant in this map. But, you know, looking towards on the opposite side, they do have the Cypher, they do have MTS as well with the lovely ace we saw, but now it's time for the Puffins to start getting that confidence. We do have the Chewy ult online, but the buy isn't so good. But if they can find something with this Chewy ult, it must be a very, very good place to start.
Oh, and they are really trying to find something. We do see, of course, Kai sitting there in that corner, tries to get the shots, doesn't quite find them, but able to teleport out. Speaking of finding the shots, though, there's one person to do it. It seems to be Rascal. Hyper's being shut down yet again, and Rascal dodging around all those bullets, not knowing the crosshair very much on Ash's dome, but of course not going to pull the trigger. Yorkings turns away, and Rascal swings, but with the HP, you're not going to be able to walk away as Unbalance follows him up. Little shot into the corpse as well. That's actually very pivotal. Of course, it means there's less bullets in the clip. Doesn't matter when Chewy's going to take your head off with that Bucky. Ash swings in and out. One and done. Gone for Amen, trying to get this information at the very least. Not going to find much. And now the Jextomo has to do something from nothing. Cannot do it as Ash picks him up.
A great round again, and a lot of value found. Some nice picks. Obviously, being on the lower buy, you wouldn't really, you know, this is where it counts now, as if they lose this round, they are going to be on series and tournament point. I don't know if I glitched out there, but whoops a daisy. However, some nice picks. Honestly, a lot of ults coming online now. We were one away from the Neon ult. We're one away from the Fade ult. One away from the Yoru ult. The Puffins can really make something off of this.
I mean, absolutely. The Tour de Force being pulled out by Rascal, although I do want to say the Headhunter's seeming more like the ultimate gun than the Tour de Force. Not as much has been found by the Tour de Force, especially comparatively to that Headhunter. Rascal's been absolutely able to tear up with it. And now the space, though, gonna be taking control of this art. Ash using the recon, the Sova drone, just to try and find it. Very well played around by the Jextomo. Has the snare out just ready in case there's any explosion from this, which, of course, you're against Yorkings on Neon. There's going to be an explosion out of this smoke. The flashes come through, but yeah, it's a great catch. The Decay's going to get 3 and keep them stuck. The Gravitational Well on top of it keeps the Wolfhounds moving, but there's no capitalization off of that. The utility is used excellently, but the only thing it's going to do is slow the Wolfhounds down by a couple of seconds. It's very much down to this control that Kai's gotten on the mid, but the camera's going to be distracting enough that Ash, off the back of the fast lane, backing him up, is going to be allowed to get the space because of it. Chewy, though, finding at the very least MTS. 4 versus 4. Look at the ultimates online, and Rascal still terrifying with that Tour de Force, but actually the Wolfhounds have that read. And the trademark's going to be disabled due to the range. This is pivotal from Chewy.
30 seconds left.
Oh, and he looks away! He looks away in the timing that Hyper's going to find. Oh no, that is such an unfortunate moment. Yorkings and Ash are going to still be on the site, and they're all boxed in like a little bit of fish, and the Puffins need to find something from this now. Gone for a min is going to start making a stand. He's going to take the initiative and find Unbalance. 3v3 now, but Rascal's on 1 HP. Hypers is going to go sit on long and play off his cam, where they have a Yorkings and an Ash, which is about to join them. The Sova ult comes down. No tags found. At least I'm not sure. No tags has been found. This is an attack. Has been found. They did manage to tag, and they're all 1 HP. They have 3 weak little Puffins, but Yorkings, did he not expect it? Jextomo, if there's a man for the job, it's the Jextomo. Oh, never mind. And 2.
Unfortunately, the HP just not going to be there. Had that been a 150 HP, had that been a fully powered up the Jextomo, then maybe a different story. But unfortunately, going to be a tall enough order even for the Jextomo. As now, map, series, tournament point for Wolfhounds. The Puffins need to pull out everything. They do have Rascal on that operator at the very least. They've got the Deadlock Annihilation. They've been sitting on that for a little while. Chewy actually opting for no shields. That means 3 bullets is going to drop him down. That could very well be pivotal. But if Rascal only needs one, the overdrive's going to get popped. Cosmic Divide as well. Rascal's going to have to back out. The Annihilation comes through. Finally not going to find anyone, however, as the Wolfhounds are already... I say already on that A site. It's Yorking's already actually on the defender spawn, and then everyone else is still on A main.
Yeah, you know, Yorking's just no time to wait, especially the confidence that guy has. He's had some amazing rounds and some nice shots, but the picks are going to start going ahead for the side of the Wolfhounds. Kai, okay, looking like some sort of trick shotting montage. It's going to find MTS. Lovely shot with a Bucky, but now how are they going to be able to do this? 4v4, buy isn't very good. They have to clear out this main. The star main is going to be pivotal, but they're going to smoke us off. The C's is going to come down from Jake's Tomo. Gone for a main. Is going to go for a... Oh, Ash is going to find him through the smoke. And the time is ticking down. And the Puffins need to get someone on that bomb. They need to take a hold of the situation as Rascal is going to defuse. If he gets to defuse and it doesn't look like him, the Yorkings is going to put down Kai. And that is going to be a 13-5 finish for the side of the Wolfhounds. Very well played, and commiserations if you are the Puffins. What an amazing game.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's just clinical, to be honest, is the only word for it. The Wolfhounds absolutely smelling blood, and they just going for it every time. The space, the control, it's very much there. We were seeing glimpses of pure genius from the Puffins and pure control, you know, what we've seen from them beforehand, but this just didn't seem to be the Puffins that we're used to be honest. There seemed to be a gap, whether they're aware of what it is themselves or whether or not, obviously that's something they're going to have to go back and discuss, but yeah, the Wolfhounds were just a different beast.
Yeah, you know, 13-3 going into this, you got to look at it from the side of the Puffins there. It's just, you know, 13-3 going into this, and
yeah, not much as it turns out. I mean, to go better than 13-3 is one thing, and again, if there's one thing we got to respect them for, it is the comps, you know, the setups and things. Seeing the Yoru, seeing you know, the Astra's obviously a bit more comp, but seeing the Chamber pop back up as well, particularly, again, me and you, Lendoth, have mentioned countless times that there are only 2 Sentinels, so the fact that we got to see another one in general is very refreshing, it must be said.
yeah, you know, and obviously commiserations to the side of the Puffins. They had a great tournament. They took down the, you know, you can come into this and you can realize they took down the pit ponies, the reigning champions of Well, and now a new era rises as the Wolfhounds is going to take this. And, you know, fair play. It's been a massive honor, honestly.
It has been a hell of a run through. So just in terms of it, kind of the last thing I want to do just before we go, before we wrap it up, I mean, obviously that is WEL6 done and dusted, but players and performances from that series, Lendoth, is there anyone that you would like to particularly give a shout out to, or some love that you would maybe want to express?
Very great play from Jody Bigfoot as he goes for the... Not joking, I'm joking. Very amazing play from the...
I wasn't expecting that. Very good. I wasn't expecting that.
Shuey had a very rough game last series, and he composed himself and came back very nicely. And Ash on those pistol rounds. However, if I had to think for player of the tournament, I think, to be honest, I'm gonna have to give it to off the top of my head, I think, you know, people like Gone for a Min, Yorkins, all these duelists, they're just really aggressive and really been a nice standing point for the team. And even for other teams, you know, people like Overgrown Peanut on the side of the Pit Ponies, LJPH, all of these other players deserve, you know, their claps. And they had a, you know, we had some pretty random names, but it's just I couldn't put it if I had to. I just couldn't put the name on it.
No, that's fair. In terms of it, I mean, you're right, of like Overgrown Peanut and stuff. LJPH was doing some phenomenal stuff as well. In terms of that series, MTS has got to give it for me. Just that ace. That ace was just so clean. That ace was honestly so clean. Maybe a little bit over aggressive to get that 5th pick, but it's not over aggressive if you get the pick, and that's exactly what MTS has done. Exactly, and that is the confidence. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, that rounds us out for WEL6. That is us finishing up. Of course, it is going to be the Wolfhounds, as Lendoth, you had said, our new reigning champions. And yeah, keep an eye out for more. It has been an absolute pleasure, Lendoth. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for having me. I guess I say joining, but I was very much your special guest. But yeah, it has been an absolute pleasure, and thank you very much, everyone.